Coming to you every week from no place in particular, this is the Forever Road podcast, featuring Bosco. He's a music lover, a historian, and a connoisseur of the obscure. Find us on some great platforms like iHeart, Spotify, and even more as we keep growing. Now, pointed down the Forever Road, here's Bosco.
Welcome to Forever Road Podcast. Let me get my... There we go. All right, you there? Everybody there?
Yeah. Is
think so.
live stream running? Because it's not.
It's showing it's live at 55 seconds.
Oh, it does.
And this headset doesn't connect.
We're good.
So I might have to duck out for a hot second here.
All right.
All right.
Yeah, back in a minute.
Well,
All right.
welcome, everybody. Happy Sunday evening. Well, I guess we're out of our Mr. Flapper there.
It is what it is.
Yeah, he'll be back.
Yep.
Oh, man, what's going on with you? How was your week?
Not too bad. I think I drove every day 6 hours a day, at least, and worked dang near 12, Monday through Friday, which was super fun.
There he is.
There he is.
All
He's
right.
muted, though.
He is muted. Why is he muted?
Because
Not
I'm trying
anymore.
to turn something on the TV. I'm trying to do something, a little bit of stuff at the house. So I just gotta pause it.
Well, welcome everybody. I'm Bosco, Forever Road Podcast. That's Mr. Worldwide Will Cray right there. And right here in the middle is he came in from on the Mercury Comet from the Ford Galaxy, Mr. Mother Trucker.
Yes, king of the ADD. Yes, you know what I mean.
long travel from the Ford Galaxy. I actually thought of that like earlier this week.
I like that. It's good.
Yeah. I don't have anything scripted, folks. This is all just right off the top of my head.
Right off the cuff.
Yep.
Oh, boy.
Well, we got popped. One of our episodes. You probably watched one more, and I'm out of here with Chief and Dan. Yeah, man. One of our episodes, the Cover Me episode, got deleted. It got taken down off of Spotify.
Arguably our best episode.
You think so?
Yeah. I had the most fun doing that one.
Dude, we put a lot of work into that episode too, man. That's why I was like, the ironic thing is we got popped for using somebody's music that was using somebody else's music.
Exactly.
You really think about it.
It's because we had the Beatles on and Metallica.
Probably.
Those two really like to copyright strike everything.
Paul McCartney got mad. What do you
I am putting the subject on in the background on mute. I thought it would be a neat little, for us to.
Well, my last week was busy. I finally, y'all got on to me last night about finally watching a movie, and I was thoroughly surprised.
Yeah, you slacker.
It's good, isn't it?
It surprised me, man. I'll admit it. It really
Those
did.
first 6 minutes just hooks you, doesn't it?
Yeah. Yep. So, I'm trying to think of anything else that I had going on. I sent y'all a picture. I got Little Martha home.
Mm-hmm.
And I got the engine for it. So I had to make room, clean up a bunch of stuff, make room for it. The same time I was at that car show last weekend. It was that same day, but yesterday was when we cleaned up a bunch of stuff with the help of my matter of fact, the dude I work for. He came over and we were chit-chatting and all this stuff, and he was like, hey, man, you need some help? I had to look at his car anyway, so he was like, I'll help you around here. So he helped me make room under the carport where I can work. Tables end up being catch-alls, you know what I mean?
Yep.
So
as our parts vehicles, they catch everything. You store everything on the inside.
Yep. Matter of fact, I found those 2 gauges. You probably remember this. The 2 gauges I got from that other podcast, Kimmy and Friends.
That's right, the Cobalt ones.
Yep, I still have them. So they're going to look pretty good in that truck. Got the 87 D100 long wheelbase. It's at the house. The 360 sitting on a engine stand out there. From what I was told, the dude said that it ran. So I'm going to freshen it up a little bit, drop it in that truck. I got to find the transmission for it. Probably do the brakes on it. Get it running, see what happens, you know. The old David Freiberger from Roadkill plans are, you know, don't get it right, just get it running.
Listen, I am thoroughly looking forward to the point where all you hear when you hit that throttle is
but yeah, here we are. So first off, I got to fix my Yukon. That's the first and foremost. And then, so Little Martha's on the back burner, but slowly kind of gathering parts. And aside from that, that's all I got going on. You know, any news anyway. I will be out of town halfway through this week. I got to go up to College Park and work it. Yeah. I don't know if it's two or 3 days, but got to go up there and work on some trucks up there that need to be serviced. So I'll be out of town for a few days, and then so I'll probably be bored and getting ready for our next episode next weekend. So.
Yeah, I'm gonna be working out of town this week too.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be like 2 hours south of me for Tuesday to Thursday, and then obviously my supervisor got it wrong on the schedule, so I have nobody scheduled to work with me tomorrow. So it's either I get into work and they give me somebody, or I work for like a couple hours and just clean and go home and switch back to my actual truck, which would be nice because the one that I was borrowing didn't have AC. And that became a problem. It's finally getting warm up here.
Man, I drive a truck without AC all the time.
I work out of my truck.
Do you at least have a wing window?
No, it's a transit van.
Oh.
And like the air works, but no AC. So I'm thankfully my actual truck that I use is back from getting PM, and new tires, so we're good.
Yeah, my backup truck's got a little wing window in it, and when the AC gets a little low, I can at least crank open the window and, you know, put that 2x55 AC on there, and you know, that does pretty good to keep you getting by until you can crank a can of AC in it.
Yeah. I got no, well, y'all know the General's a 94 Ram, and yeah, it doesn't have AC. Doesn't work. It did work for a little while, but I don't know if it's low on Freon. I haven't checked it. I mean, I got to get myself, and I'm the world's worst. You know, you're working on stuff all day long. You come home and work on more stuff. So yeah, it's I'll admit it. You know,
it's like when the ad says mechanic owned. Run far, far away.
But I'll get it squared away. I'll probably look at it tomorrow or something. But I'll be going out. Yeah, like I said, I'll be going out of town. There is one thing. This is kind of a not sponsored thing, but y'all saw the short that I posted earlier. Maybe I don't know if I shared it to Facebook or not, or Instagram yet, but
I haven't seen it.
The shirt. Here, let me move my mic. The shirt, Operation Tackle Box. I don't know how to zoom in my camera or anything like that, but Operation Tackle Box. It is for. It serves. It helps combat veterans. They take them on fishing expeditions, and they go out in the nature and they do their thing.
That's awesome.
It means, it 501c3 organization, family owned and operated, and actually help veterans get the things they need taken care of. Like I said, this is not a sponsored a plug or whatever you want to call it, or ad read. I'm just right off the cuff. Brother Turtle asked me to wear the shirt and hat, which I like the hat, and I like the shirt. But anyway, so
I'm glad you went that way with it, because where my mind first went to is we're taking them fishing, taking them out to the woods, and we're coming back with one less.
Oh, geez.
Wow.
Wow.
But no, we here at Forever Road Podcast, if we're all in agreement, we love our veterans.
Heck
and
yeah.
What they
Our U.S. veterans.
Our U.S. veterans.
Well, them Canadians were pretty. There are new sections of the Geneva Convention because of the Canadians, so we'll give them some love too.
Oh,
it's not a war crime the first time.
Exactly.
But shout out to Operation Tackle Box. Y'all go check them out. They do have a Facebook page, they have an Instagram page, and they have their own website. Go in there, buy all kind of merch, hats, t-shirts. I think I saw hoodies. They got a couple different designs. They got some for men, some for ladies, so not all men are not all combat veterans are men. There's some ladies out there too, so we can't go without mentioning them, but it's all to profit, I would say profit, but it's all to help these guys. So y'all, if y'all get a chance to go check them out, show them some love. Aside from that, that's all I got going on. Other than Babydriver. I got my notes. What y'all I took a lot of notes on this one, man.
Really?
Yeah, dude. This really surprised me.
So, this was your first time watching the movie, correct?
Yeah.
What were your first impressions?
Like at first going into it, I didn't know what to think. So I just kind of, and it's very odd for me to shut my brain off and go into a movie. I'll admit it. My wife, she was like, just watch it. You'll like it. And then I'm watching it and I'll go into a movie and go, yeah, okay, dude, whatever. And I'll sit there and I watch it. And I'm like, okay, all right. I was okay. She's dead on when it comes to that stuff.
Wait, so she's seen it too?
No.
Oh, I thought, okay.
I'm just saying that she'll.
Oh, a generalization. Yeah.
Right. Because, like what y'all are saying, I was like, Babydriver. Okay. We'll see what this is about. So
it's not a pacifier, sequel.
What I've found on this movie was it has a lot of great actors in it. Right off the top, everybody recognizes John Hamm. He's in it. John Bernthal.
Kevin Spacey. Ansel Elgort was the lead.
Yeah.
Jamie Foxx.
Yep.
There was somebody that y'all may not have recognized that I did.
There was one that I recognized.
Yes, he's a short fella, and he's quite the butcher.
Oh, not only him, but there was somebody else.
I noticed.
Catch him.
I caught Flea.
Yeah.
That was the one that I went, hey, I know that guy.
No nose.
Who's the other guy?
Outcast. Big Boy.
Really?
He was in the restaurant. Just because I had to pause the movie and back up. And I was like, oh, yeah. Big Boy from Outcast.
That's funny.
Yeah. So that was, yeah. But, we had, oh gosh, I wrote his name down. Paul Williams.
Yes.
Paul Williams.
Where do
we know Paul Williams from? What is he also famous for?
He's a country music writer.
He also wrote The Love Boat.
That's right.
The theme song to The Love Boat.
Mm.
Little Enos. That one really surprised me. I was kind of sitting back in the chair like this, watching the movie. When I saw him walk up, I sat up and said, "What?" It's Little Enos as a gun runner. Okay. So right off the rip, you got the bank heist.
Yep.
And this kid drives. I mean, dude.
He wheels the heck out of that WRX.
Man.
This is the movie that made me kind of fall in love with WRXs.
Yeah, he really got it. I was very impressed with that. But not only that car, but just the kid driving in general. Anything. You put him behind the wheel of anything. He was, that's it. I'm out.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
How'd you feel about the movie music in the first sequence?
You're talking about the bell bottom.
Yep. Bell bottoms. Just goes perfectly. Hit. Bell bottoms. Hit. Bell bottoms. Hit. And it just goes with it.
Yep.
So fun.
And then he's jamming out in the car right with it. It's like, like we could be friends.
Oh yeah. I mean, who's ever been listening to any of their favorite songs? Slapping on the windshield, or the windshield, slapping on the steering wheel, bopping the console.
I go up on the sunroof, up on the top end. Bang, 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 bang.
And as everyone knows, as soon as 5-0 shows up, it's like, oh, okay, we're gonna be good. We're gonna be good. All right, we're going right back to it.
I'll roll my window down and start singing to them if they pull up beside me.
Got to give them that serenade. Sweet serenade.
I ought to do that.
Next thing you know, Bosco's doing Careless Whisper to the police.
Or what's that one video with Terry Crews when a guy sitting beside him in traffic and he's singing that?
From White Chicks.
It's Alanis Morissette, right? Yes. Yep.
No, not Alana. It's Michelle.
I just watched White Chicks. So I know exactly what you're talking about.
You know who I'm talking about. Yeah.
Yes, I know exactly what you're talking about. I know the song.
Yep.
And I miss you.
And I was waiting for one of y'all to do it. You gotta look at the screen and sing it. Or look at the camera. So right off the rip. John Bernthal, which everybody knows from The Punisher, The Walking Dead, and Peanut Butter Falcon, one of my favorite movies. If y'all hadn't seen that, y'all need to go see that, or at least pull it up on Prime. That one's a good one too. Peanut Butter Falcon.
Ford versus Ferrari.
Was he in that one?
Yes, he was Lee Iacocca.
Yeah.
He was in the movie Fury.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Lily James. So everybody, if you hadn't seen this movie, the movie is actually it is about this driver. They call him Baby, Baby. And I like how when he goes to make his coffee run, the guy looks at him like, "Baby." He said, "Yeah, Baby, Baby." I get the same feeling when I tell people. They're like, "So what name do I put on this?" Bosco. And they give me this look.
Like the cheese stick? Yes. Did you notice when you watched that sequence, the graffiti in the back, what he was walking by? Did you notice that at all?
Yep.
It goes along with the song. Stuff happens. His movements, just perfectly choreographed.
The entire movie, and this is what I was going to ask y'all. What do y'all think? Is this a action movie or is it a car chase symphony wrapped around a love story?
I think now that you're saying it, I think yeah. I mean, technically it is an action movie, but it's more of a car chase symphony, I guess, with music elements.
It's a gearhead musical.
There you go.
Well, I mean, that at the same time, that can be said almost about the Blues Brothers.
It's an automotive ballet.
Automotive ballet. Yeah, I like that.
It's a love letter to
my table's
music.
Wobbly. Every time I let off the table, it kicks back. I don't know if y'all can tell or not.
I can see it just a hair.
I moved some stuff around, so I might be sitting on a cable or something. As long as it doesn't short out, I'm fine.
Yep.
So yeah, man. You had Kevin Spacey as the leader, boss. John Bernthal as in the first crew. You know, he's the douchebag. I'm sorry, man.
Yeah.
He plays it well.
Yeah. He's just, and he did. Wow. Let's see.
He was in surprisingly little of the movie. It seemed like a extended cameo rather than an actual part. You know, I expected him to be in it more.
I guess.
I didn't expect when the guy said they didn't use the same crew twice.
He like the same people.
Yeah.
In each, like, oh, it's just these three guys that I always do. That's more what it meant. Is what I interpreted it as.
So, you know, shortly there, and the very first coffee run is when he runs into the love interest. Lily James is what is her name? Deborah. Okay.
Deborah.
I wouldn't call that the first. That's not the coffee run. I
think it's the first time he saw her
had her walk by. He's like, "Oh, she's cute."
Yeah.
Because she was singing, and she's got a pretty voice.
There's that too.
That's how I ended up married, I think. I'm just kidding. I don't know if she's watching this or not.
She's got ESPN. Trust me, she knows.
My wife honestly can sing. Yeah, the first time she sang for me, I was like, "Yeah, I'm done. That's it. I don't know what to do now." But you know, there's something about a beautiful lady that can sing. I mean, it caught his attention. So that was the main focus for the rest of him. And I was like, well, that's the rest of the movie, folks. And I thought that it would kind of mess him up, maybe lose his focus on driving because he was focused on her and what all else was going on, worrying about her and things like that. Let's see. You know, in walks a girl with a beautiful voice, and then he hears her singing, asks her what song it is, and then he goes directly to the record store and buys the album, or buys that vinyl. But yeah, the whole part about this whole movie is that, you know, every part of it was the entire movie. Did y'all catch the gunfire?
Yes.
How it's rhythm?
Gunfire everything is to the beat of the song.
Yeah.
And it just perfect.
So
think about it, he stopped everyone so that he could reset the music and send them out on the correct beat.
I mean, I honestly believe that life actually has a soundtrack myself.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if you watch Family Guy.
I used to. I don't watch it much anymore. It got to be where it's kind of ridiculous. I ain't knocking anybody that watches Family Guy. But
listen, there was an entire episode where he had a soundtrack for his life as he walked along. So that's what I'm referring to.
Oh, okay. I catch little videos here and there, little shorts that they have on YouTube.
That's about where I catch it too.
Mm-hmm. But I don't take time and watch it. This movie actually pulled 226.9 million worldwide. Released in 2017. The only competitor, because it came out within a few months of Guardians of the Galaxy. I think that's the only reason why this movie didn't get the attention that it should have gotten. Honestly,
another
did it come
musical
before?
movie.
Yes. Did it come before or after Guardians? Did you see?
I don't remember. If my mouse will wake up, I'll look at it. There we go.
Squeaker. Yeah, squeaker.
I know, whereas Guardians is more like an action movie with music in it. This is more like an actual, almost contemporary piece, I guess, in a way. Even though it's like modern, but it's not as big of a thing compared to Guardians. So I mean, I get why it didn't do as well, but I'm just surprised that it only did that much.
Yeah, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 was in 2017.
Ah, okay.
That's what it was. It wasn't the first one, but it was in competition. Of course, everybody was anticipating Guardians 2 to come out at that time. I know I was one of them.
I watched it and I loved it.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if the movie Drive had with
Gosling.
Oh, what's his name?
Gosling.
Yeah, with Ryan Gosling in it. Because you figure that movie came out and it was a completely different deal from what it was advertised as or what people thought it was about. And maybe people just assumed that it was going to be a similar disappointment. So, and they were more hyped up about Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
But also, this is Edgar Wright being the director, coming off of the Cornetto trilogy, which is Shaun of the Dead, At World's End, and Hot Fuzz. So
that was a good one.
Following up
all three of
some of the three great movies.
Let's see, who's it? Ryan Gosling?
Yep.
I'm gonna look at when Drive the movie.
Drive was
2011.
Early 2010s.
Okay, well, so they go do that one bank heist and they get away, which is pretty good. He
after tomfoolery and mad driving skills.
Very mad driving skills
and some luck.
New crew, they go
highly choreographed luck, finding two red cars going down the interstate in Atlanta, driving exactly the same speed.
Right.
It's a movie, so obviously it's going to happen.
My whole thing is, and maybe I'm just a car guy. Maybe it's just me. My thing is, even if they swapped cars like they did in the bridge, they swapped from the overhead looking down at the top of WRX. Even though those three cars look kind of similar, you can still tell you should be able to tell there's the hood scoop. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. That's one of the first things I noticed.
Yes. But it's a movie.
All right.
And they have to get away. They have this thing called plot armor.
Yes.
can't just catch the guy. He's got it. Okay.
No,
all right.
the story
all
has
right.
to progress. Come on.
I'm trying to find logic in a movie. My bad. Like trying to find logic in a cartoon.
But if that's the only logic faults,
yeah,
that's fine. It's not missing a whole storyline.
So the new crew, Jamie Foxx, John Hamm's back, and his lady. I can't pronounce her name.
I think that's Heist 3. There's also Heist 2.
Oh yeah,
playing.
Oh no, they were in Heist. The John Hamm and his lady friend were in Heist 1 and in Heist 3.
3, you're right.
Do you want me to look up?
The second one was Jamie Foxx flee. I
can look it up.
The Asian dude
wearing Michael Myers masks.
The wrong Michael Myers mask. That
you know the reasoning behind it, right? They actually could not get the rights to Michael Myers, but they asked Mike Myers, and he's like, "Sure, that's
Austin
fine."
Powers, it is, baby.
And it became a gag.
Yeah.
And honestly, it's a pretty great gag.
Anybody that's seen Halloween, Mike Myers is Halloween, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Anybody that's seen those movies knows that's actually a Captain Kirk mask painted white. I don't know if anybody knows that or not. Anybody out there in the YouTube land? But that's all that is.
And the other actor was Lanny June, who played JD.
Yeah, JD. That's right. They say put the Asian in Home Invasion. Kevin Spacey's words, not mine. I don't want to get this video taken down.
It's quite knowledgeable about invasions. Dude, Kevin Spacey's character that was really good. He was good in this one.
Kevin Spacey, is usually a really good actor.
Yeah.
Personal issues aside, he is
despite
a good actor.
Extracurricular activities. He's a good actor.
I like how you put that. Despite the, personal issues that he had, but it's kind of weird that we're talking about this same crew right there, and it's playing on the TV behind you.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I figured it was an appropriate background with the length that these things usually run. I couldn't think of a better thing to have on in the background.
I hope we don't get copyright strike for that.
Oh yeah, you can get in trouble because you're playing the movie in the background.
And here I thought this wasn't going to go, where they're going to see us. Because I would have trimmed my antlers if I would have known people would be watching.
Live, man. We're going live. Uh-oh.
It's okay, Foxy. Nobody ever notices when we're live. So if for the people that don't know, yes, we are live. I don't know who that is, but we'll figure out who that is eventually.
Yep. Welcome to the chats, everyone. Hey, there's Foxy. See, I call her Foxy too.
Foxy Cleopatra is the first thing I think of.
She changed her name like at least 3 or 4 times since.
Mm-hmm.
At least 3. I think it was what was it? President?
Last known president. Yep.
Last known president. And then it was Faulknerator. Oh gosh, what was the other ones?
The Falk.
The Falk, yeah. So now it's Falk around to find out, which is actually really funny. But it sets a lot to type, especially when you're responding, and that's so I just type in Foxy. Which you're part of it, Will. FTS Wolfpack, which has nothing to do with us on here. But yeah, FTS Wolfpack group on Facebook. Y'all go check those people out, especially if you got a dark sense of humor and you're not a snowflake. Join that group.
Y'all's meme game has to step up. It's kind of sad sometimes.
I just back up and let everybody else do their thing. You know, I'm admin, so
I know, and I'm admin in the other, in the fitness one. So it's like, we'll see. I've put a couple dark ones in there.
Which me and Dan run one, the Kibbing Friends friend group. I don't know. Should we start a group for this?
Yeah, I mean, we have the FTS group that works.
Okay. So they go to the new, Jamie Foxx has got the new crew together. Jamie Foxx is the new douchebag. That's how I have it written down right here. The new douche. Which I've seen the. Did you watch the movie? He was in the latest movie thing I've seen him in. Was that movie Day Shift, or was it Night Shift?
It was Day Shift because it was vampires or something like that, right?
Yeah.
I didn't watch that, but it seemed interesting.
It's actually very good.
Okay.
It's very good. To be a total Netflix production or whatever, it was very good. Just like that other one with
Brightburn? Brightburn, the Will Smith one?
I thought it was Brightside or Bright. What was that?
I think it's Brightburn. It's like the wizardy world.
Yeah.
And his partner. It's like they're LA cops and his partner's an orc. Yes.
Orcs and wizards and fairies and all that stuff, which I told my wife, I was like, oh, so you got the law enforcement side and you got the that
wizarding world.
I looked, when we first watched it, I was like, oh, it was just called Bright. That's all that movie was called, just Bright.
Oh, okay.
But when we was watching that movie, I looked over and I said, see, they made a perfect movie for both, because she likes the wizards and the orcs and all that. Yeah. And, not knocking it. It's just what she likes. It's it's fascinating. Whenever I stop and watch it, like it took me forever to watch Harry Potter. I'll admit it, dude. It took me. It wasn't up until, honestly, till I got with her that I never sat and watched any of the Harry Potter movies. And I finally we took a weekend. We didn't have anything to do. We didn't have our kids or anything. So I was impressed.
Good.
Just like this one here, I was like, Babydriver. I said, okay.
That's a weird name for a movie. Yeah.
So, one thing about this, do you think that he had a real bad crush on that girl because it kind of reminded him of his mom?
I think it helped.
It helped, but I think he had a legitimate crush too.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. You could see she had it bad for her too, for him too. So the premise, anybody know, and I'm not trying to give spoiler. Is this?
We can do spoilers.
It came out in 2017.
Okay, well, not 10. I can't count. It's a 7-year-old movie. Yeah, we can spoil it.
Okay, so the kid loses his parents in an in a matter of fact, ironically, with Mother Trucker here, they hit the trailer.
They hit the Mansfield bar. And they were driving no newer than a 1989 Ford Crown Victoria, because in 1990 the dashboard changed, as did the column, and they got a driver's side airbag. That was the older version, so that ran from 79 to 89. And considering the radio didn't have the knobs on there, I'd say that makes that more like 85, 86 to 89.
Oh, it did have a push button radio, didn't it?
Dang.
Yeah, it wasn't the older style.
No.
I've had a couple. Kind of makes it easy to spot.
I mean, you're the Ford guy.
And the fact that they didn't quite make it, that's not entirely surprising. That tracks.
Plus, they could have been not wearing seatbelts.
Yes.
That too.
And also crash standards of the 1980s. Even the very, very best is a horrific safety result of today.
The mom reaching across and holding you on the seat.
Yes.
I know that you know this, but Will, do you know why they call it the Mansfield Bar?
It's named after the person that died. Most likely,
Do you know
right?
Jane Mansfield, the actress, really smart gal?
Oh yes, she's the one who crashed into it and into a essentially, right?
That was Mariska Hargitay's. Am I saying that right?
Yes, that is correct.
That's her mom.
Okay.
She was in the car whenever that happened too.
Oh, jeez.
But before that happened, there was nothing on the backside of the trailers, and then of course now you see it. So there it is, everybody. The bars that come down, and then that goes across. It's supposed to have reflective tape on it, and just
conspicuity tape.
The what?
It's called conspicuity tape.
Conspicuous.
That is not.
Dang it.
Yeah, that is not a made up word. That is exactly what we're supposed. That's what it's called. Go get some conspicuity tape and put that across there. You can get a fine for it via DOT.
Sure can. I had one of our trucks towed in. It was something bad wrong with it, so I couldn't go roadside and fix it. We had one of our ice delivery trucks towed in, and the record driver had it at such an angle that when he came into our yard, that it bent that up.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. I was yelling at him, trying to get him to stop, and he just kept pulling. I was like, all right, well.
Oh, I can't see it. Oh.
Man, I'm not paying. Our company ain't paying for it. So I took some pictures right then and there, called the people, hey.
Your idiot did this to a truck.
Called them, called a body shop. I'm taking to this body shop over here. Your guys gonna come. I'll send you the bill. So, and I'm those are companies are obviously going unnamed, but anyway. So, you notice the scars on dude's face in the from the wreck. Yeah. So anyway, there's a little side note for y'all out there driving up and down the interstates. That's what that bar is called, the Mansfield Bar. Did you notice there was a certain song, which I'm now afraid to play songs, but there's a certain song that was played when they were doing the post office, the third and final heist.
What is that?
Oh gosh, it's so
I forgot.
awesome.
Oh no. Give me a second. I'll look it up.
It's not easy. And the Brighton something that was later on.
Harlem Shuffle, maybe? Or was it?
No.
Nope.
Harlem Shuffle was right after the Babydriver credits as the zipper going up the side of the building.
Was it Right Out of Love at that point, or was that a little earlier?
Do what?
Tequila was there. Trying to think.
Anybody in the chat seen this movie yet?
Oh, Brighton Rock.
Not that one.
What?
No, Brighton Rock was later on in the movie.
Oh, yes, it was on the chase.
Yes.
There did know how. I'm looking at the. Yes.
Yeah, y'all get some of that. I ain't gonna play this too much because
there we go. That's all we need to play right there. Pause it. We need it's 15 seconds.
So yeah, if y'all know anything about that, you see that gentleman right there in that suit on screen. that was Mr. David McCallum, otherwise known as Donald Mallard on NCIS, or affectionately known as Ducky. That was his original. He wrote that song.
Really?
That was his. Yeah, man. And that goes back to the 60s. It was, I think, yeah, when he passed away, that's when I found out that information about that. You know, Ducky was a pimp, apparently, playing that music. I mean, if you hear it.
Pimp.
But anyone who y'all ever watched NCIS?
Oh yeah. That's what I grew up on.
Does anybody else remember what he was in? Maybe having to do with something really great in a Stalag in Germany, maybe?
Oh, you got me.
The Great Escape?
He was in The Great Escape?
Yeah.
Really?
He was one of the prisoners. Yes.
All right, I'm going to go look this up.
He was also the man from Uncle.
I knew that. I didn't know he was. Uncle. Yeah, The Great Escape, The Invisible Man, The Greatest Story Ever Told. I've heard about that one. He was in a TV show for a while, for a few years, Sapphire and Steel. Anyway, but yeah, so David McCallum wrote that. That's one of the notes. I was like, okay, I've got to write this down so I remember to talk about Ducky, which we lost him
2 years ago.
September.
Was it this year? I don't remember.
I think it's within the past year, because the very first episode of NCIS was like first or second episode was a whole thing dedicated to him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So let's see. They go by, after that, they go by the guns from Little Enos, which, like we said, Paul Williams, Mr. Love Boat.
Because he loves smoking pigs.
Yep. Which ended up being paid off cops.
Yep.
And then the gunfire. That's when I noticed. That's when I noticed that the gunfire was in a rhythm. Mm-hmm. That's when I really noticed it, you know. And he had made plans with Deborah, the girlfriend, to dip out at 2 a.m. I'm done. I'm tired of this.
Some may say that was bananas.
I'm not going to spell it out for you.
What?
Bananas.
Oh yeah.
That's his joke, and I got it, and I'm not going to fall into it.
You're singing it in your head. Everybody else is. So, yeah, they go to the diner while she's at work.
After they just killed a bunch of people, and it's a super tense scene. And they're driving by it, and Jamie Foxx is like, "I'm hungry. Let's go to that diner." No.
It sucks.
Why? It sucks. Now I really want to go there, just because. At that point, it was after Baby was just done. He wanted to leave, and they were kind of wanting just like what's going on with him. All the rest of the crew. And
the level of mistrust with everyone is palpable.
It's way up here.
Yeah.
They're through the roof, and so they go in, and it's just you could hear a pin drop. And
yeah, if your blood pressure doesn't jump up by a couple points, then yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm. And then let's see. I didn't have any notes past that part, aside from for some reason I jumped.
That was right before the third heist, and then they head back, and then the heist goes off, and it was at the mail or at the post office.
Post office.
Because they have.
And you could tell dude's got a good heart. So throughout the whole movie, he's bouncing between the heist and he lives with his
adoptive parents.
Parent who's deaf.
Deaf and in a wheelchair.
So, considering he knows sign language and can drive, one may make the claim he's good with his hands.
Old girl probably found out later. Anyway. So the post office heist goes off very badly.
Well, to start it off, it's raining and the worker walks by Baby while he's waiting in the car, and she was super nice to him, and he just looks at her and just shakes his head like, no, don't go in. And she just is like,
yep.
What?
And that was with the commission of a minor in the pre-planning of a crime to kind of get the layout of the place.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's where he first met her. And because he knew that if the rest of the crew came back out, they would have killed her.
Yeah.
And immediately after she says no,
Jamie Foxx's character is
it's crazy. And so then
immediately a bad name.
And then immediately right after he says no, they come running out and shoot the security guard. And all hop in the car, and it's like, Baby, let's go. No. I'm going to kill you if you don't go. If you don't put it in drive, I'm going to kill you.
So wait, hold on. I gotta do this. It's in my head, and I gotta. So when he went, he put a shot to the heart because you're to blame because you give Crazy a bad name.
Almost 53 minutes without a dad joke.
I hate it.
Now that song's on our head. Thanks, dude.
Remember, it's not Bon Jovi, it's John Bovi. Remember that always. I always say John Bovi because it annoys people and it's wrong. But immediately after that, he says put it in drive. Baby puts it in drive. Guess who's sitting in the front seat with it's Jamie Foxx's character, correct?
Yeah.
And just gets nailed by some rebar that was on a truck right in front of him.
They pulled out a little Final Destination on that one.
Yes, that's immediately what I thought about.
His plot armor ran out.
And then Ham and I don't remember their names, but the two in the back.
Let's call her Carla.
No, her name was. No, it was something.
I have it.
It's Latin. Call it Carla. That's good enough.
Babydriver. It is Darlie and Buddy.
Yeah, that's it.
The Buddy and Darla are like, "What did you do?" And immediately, Baby gets out, just bolts, and they actually start shooting at him because he screwed it up. And then all of a sudden, the cops show up, and now we have another action scene with music. I think this is when Brighton Rock pops up, and it's gunfire on the drum beat, and it's just fun. I think, right? Wasn't that when Brighton Rock kicks in, or was it a little bit after?
I think it was a little bit after in the park.
Or with the full chase in the mall.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
So now they're on foot running through. I mean, he books it. I mean, basically, parkours off of everything, which I didn't hear him yell parkour, so it may not be official, but
it's not. He did not say hardcore parkour. So,
it basically parkours off of everything, running through town, trying to get away from the cops, trying to get away from everybody. At least trying to get home.
Mm-hmm.
And runs into the parking lot. Oh, we lost him.
All right.
Trying to get away. Tries to boost the car, runs back into them two.
And they start shooting at him again.
Shooting at him again. The cops get up there and they start shooting at the cops. And there we go. Oh, you're back.
And then I think that's when Buddy gets killed.
Oh,
right?
No,
in the shootout.
No,
that's when Darling gets killed first, and then he gets all pops back up and starts shooting again, and he just gets
because when
8
Buddy
rounds of the
sees
chest.
red,
He's starting to see red.
Yeah. There was going back to the diner scene, that there's one part in the diner scene whenever she says that they're really trying to figure out their names or something like that. And, when Buddy sees red, then you see black or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And that was one of the things I noticed, like when he's sitting beside the truck, he's looking back like this, and you see that bright red tail light. So he pumps himself up, steps around, starts shooting at the cops. I don't know how he got away, because they didn't, Baby,
you're forgetting about the
books
movie
it out of
thing.
there.
If your death is not on screen, you can come back at any time.
And he was wearing a vest.
He was.
Yeah. But then eventually Baby escapes and finds Deborah at the diner.
Mm-hmm.
And John Hamm's character, Buddy, is there waiting.
Oh, you skipped one part, though.
I did? What did I skip?
You skipped when he carjacks that lady.
Oh, yes.
Of her beautiful, beautiful purple Chevy Caprice.
And
leaves her purse.
And I'm very surprised at that 305.
And he just peels it out, rips donuts, and off he goes. Just shows the.
But that, that Quadrajet was definitely singing that.
Singing the song of the General Motors people, at least from about 75 on up to 86, 87 possibly.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that it was rocking the wheel covers still is,
they
didn't even lose a hubcap, dude.
Yeah, I know. It was
the full wheel cover.
Yeah, it was the old school.
I mean, come on. In 1968, they popped at least 18 wheel covers off of a 68 Charger, and that takes talent, and it's just as much talent to not lose one. So, my hat is off.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That must be where them General Motors hubcaps were made, because they stayed on. They stayed on. Didn't lose not one hubcap. I was very impressed. So he grabs now the parking garage scene. He drops his adoptive father off at the nursing home. What I miss?
This is not one. Nope, you skipped the diner, the second diner, or third diner where he gets Deborah. Yep, because Deborah was with him in the parking lot or parking garage.
Yeah. But we forgot the part where he drops Joe off, or Joseph.
Yeah, because he gets Joe. He gets Joe immediately after he gets the purple.
Yeah.
I forget what you said. The car. Caprice, and
not
then
confused with Impala.
And then he grabs his.
Actually, at that age, it could be an Impala, because it was like just a trim level at that point. The Impala was just a Caprice that was a very, very, very basic. It was even lower than a Caprice.
I think it was a Caprice.
Yeah, it was a Caprice.
Yep.
At least
I'm just saying it could have been.
Yes.
Just because in that era, it wasn't a special thing like an Impala SS of the 94 to 96 whale body era.
But he drops.
Yeah,
he
drops
gets him. Go ahead.
Oh, you go. Sorry, I'm talking over you.
He gets him and takes him to the nursing home, explains everything through his tape recorder because, there again, Joseph can't
leaves him
really
with a lot of cash for the expenses.
Yep. And, tells him, hey, man, everything's going to be all right. It kind of piqued my interest to start learning sign language because, if you can't really, if you're across the way, I'm trying to tell you something. I know the alphabet. I'd have to go through it again. But
there's both hands down like this, and then, which is, how are you?
I just know the one with a single finger.
That's salute,
universal.
Sir.
Yeah, sure. But
That's
then after that, after he drops him off at the nursing home, then he goes to get Deborah.
Yep.
And John Hamm's character shows back up.
Buddy's still
dead. Though he looks like he has a couple holes in him.
Yeah.
And then some cops walk in. And
well, if nothing else, he's got a hole in his heart. Because he lost the love of his life.
And then
I mean, you win, you play stupid games. I mean, you win stupid prizes, or falk around and find out.
Yup.
I like that. I could read that here and not get in trouble. Yeah,
we're an hour in. We can curse now.
That's right. You can't curse within the first 2 minutes or something.
Yeah, that's what it is. 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Thanks to the Unsub podcast, they told me all about that one.
Yeah.
But yeah, then John Hamm shows back up. Baby actually shoots him in the arm, not in the chest like he should. And then immediately the cops in there are like, "Whoa, what's going on?" And
like, where are you hit? Where are you hit?
John Hamm's character kills the cops, but in that time, Baby escapes with Deborah.
Immediately puts his one level up to 4 or 5 stars.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
no tanks yet.
So 4? Got it.
My whole thing is, I have a bad habit, and I'll admit it here for everybody to listen. My bad habit has always been me putting myself in the shoes of the anti-hero that I'm watching, or
the main character.
Yeah. And I'm like, dude, I just cranial vaulted him right off the rip, walked outside, grabbed my lady, walked outside, got in my car, and left. Boom, done, over with. See y'all later. Credits.
Cranium vault and then a canoe just to make sure you're good.
Always double tap, dude. Always.
Yes, Zombieland taught me well.
Exactly. I mean, it could have been from Babydriver to Zombieland. It could have been one of those weird movies. We don't know. Like I would just connect the different movies from different universes.
Mm-hmm.
But that just I've been so mad. Dude, I'm tired of dealing with you. Just boom, over with. All right, come on, girl, let's go. Especially if I got you dead to rights, it's over with, man.
Mm-hmm.
Roll credits.
But then they escape and switch vehicles, and then John Hamm shows back up, and they have a big fight where he is eventually killed after lots of shooting fighting and then getting pushed off of the pretty high up in the car park. And,
Loads of vehicular assault.
yes, essentially, he gets a car pushed into him and he flies off and burns alive, never to be seen again. And I think the car explodes too, because why not?
Rip to that Charger.
Yeah. Well, he finally meets up with old buddy. Well, the boss.
He's in a truck car too.
And that's not after. That's after, he took what baby loves.
His hearing. Oh yeah, he did shoot him right next to the ears.
Yep.
Yeah. And I don't even know, what did he shoot him in the leg or something?
No, he shot.
He goes.
He fired his gun off
bang
next to his
bang
ear.
right next to each ear.
Yeah. So he
Took
lost
his
his hearing.
So he can't hear music anymore.
And put your hand down there by the speaker. So they make their way. Now, one thing I read, or one thing I saw doing my research for the movie, for the little facts or whatever. One thing I saw was that that one dude called it, the truck that they got away in was the guy called it a Ford Bronco. I was like, that's not even.
Was that a Blazer?
Yeah, it was a K5 Blazer.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And I've got something to say about that K5 before this is all said and done too. We're gonna go on another rant. Babydriver, you are an absolute dickhead. Because not only did you steal the vehicle in the first place, depriving the original owner of that beautiful K5, then you go and you throw the freaking keys in the doggone
don't
over the
forget
doggone bridge.
Don't forget it's also been shot to shit too.
Yeah.
I don't care. Now it's already in park, which means the transmission is going to get destroyed as they try to bring that back up out of the rollback. No, Babydriver, that was wrong. You're a dick.
Yeah.
Of all the things in the movie that I can complain about, that's the one that gets me. It's like, no. Now everything else, all right, I can understand. That one, screw you, buddy.
I mean, that truck was that K5 was. It was over with whenever that was that truck wasn't over. I was worried. I was surprised when they were coming across the bridge near the end in that same Blazer. I was like, they're still cruising in the Blazer. I had Blazer back a long time ago. I know it don't take much for those things to run hot. And that was my argument. I was like, they're just cruising along and in the front end damage and all that. I was like, it's not run hot. But there again, we're trying to bring logic to a movie, so.
No, listen, those extra bullet holes were ventilation. That's why
Exactly.
it didn't hot.
Extra venting. Don't worry.
Yeah, weight reduction, sure. It's like the other thing where they say rust is lighter than carbon fiber.
I mean,
the rocker panel is probably gone anyway. That K5 was toast.
what rocker panels?
No, it's from Georgia. We're fine.
Oh yeah, true.
Good
this
point.
is Georgia.
Yeah, it was actually. So that's where I'm going to lead off.
Because all this stuff happened around Atlanta.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Did you know that the diner was actually people thought it was actually a real restaurant. They had groups of people going in there to sit down and order food.
Oh boy.
And actually, because it was converted from an old abandoned Denny's.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense.
So it was dressed up like an old 50s diner. It was converted
Hopefully the
from.
food is better.
The apartment was the other thing that was built, on set.
Okay.
All the other scenes were, in fact, shot on location in Atlanta.
That's cool. I know Georgia's a really good state to film in, so that makes sense to do it in Atlanta.
Yes,
and why not just
Atlanta
actually
is becoming the Hollywood of Georgia.
Yeah.
Gosh. Yeah, I have to go. Well, College Park is near Atlanta. You, mother trucker, you know that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I have to go up there, closer to the Atlanta airport, if anything. But
I've been to the Atlanta airport a few times.
I like putting my Jake brake on through that little tunnel, going under the runway. That's a lot of fun.
Oh yeah. Speaking of that, yeah. So going back to earlier in this episode, what we were talking about, what's been going on. So last Sunday, that reminded me. My '94 Ram, it has dual glass packs. It's had dual glass packs since when my daddy had the truck. He had it something sort of exhaust put on it anyway.
Genuine imitation.
Last Sunday, I had to go run into work to work on something. I don't know if y'all remember that.
Yep.
One of the exhaust pipes let loose.
Oh no!
And was banging up against the drive shaft. When I pulled out of work, I hear this blang, 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 blang. I was like, what now? So I flip back around, pull into work, grab a coat hanger, bend it up, and secure the exhaust back into place.
Temporary fix.
That's the little known check exhaust light.
Turns out it was broken in two places, so you could grab the tailpipe and move it back and forth like this.
It's not good.
Monday cost me $500.
Oof.
Took it to the muffler shop, and he had brand new exhaust from the headers all the way back. I had him run same thing, glass packs again, but he did a much better job. And it sounds coincidentally, one of those words.
Coincidentally sounds about right.
It sounds close to the way it did. It's not as loud.
Okay.
But
yeah, it's more of a coincidence.
So, yeah.
Ironically is the in spite of or
Yep.
Yeah. I have a GED, y'all. So
I did not do well in English classes.
I have failed English class 4 times in my life. 6th grade, 12th grade, and twice in college.
I no, did I? I might have had 4.
The last English class, I told the teacher that if I passed this class with a D-, I would dance a jig. Wouldn't you know, I passed with a D-. I danced a jig. Because that meant I got my degree.
Nice.
Yeah, next episode we need you to stand up in the back, and I don't know how the jig goes. I don't need
to cause another earthquake in China.
Oh boy!
You got the GED, I got the ADD.
I have the H.
Yep.
All 80.
Let's see.
Oh, well, there's the H in there, but depending upon how much sleep I get, the H shows up hard.
Did y'all know that? So after everything is said and done, I went back and looked at some facts, and I just wrote down a couple. During the first chase scene, did y'all catch the traffic cam flash?
Yes.
And then that's the picture that they use as they're searching for this,
And that's where Joe recognizes Baby.
Oh, yeah. Yep, that makes sense.
Yep.
It's almost as if this was made by a good director who knows how to do everything and make the story connect.
Think about his previous movies. Those little tiny details.
It's the tiny details.
The picture of Timothy Dalton is used twice. One in like the employee of the month thing, and then the same picture is used for something else. He gets those little itty bitty tiny details, and they pay off later.
Yeah.
So it's very satisfying to pay attention to them.
Yeah, to pick up all the little bitty stuff in this movie, I think you'd almost have to watch it twice.
It's like 3 or 4 times.
Yes, I was about to say.
Watching it.
Go ahead.
Me watching it like at this point 3 times, I still haven't picked everything up.
Oh no, it is a full-on Big Lebowski. You definitely don't catch everything the first time.
On his first coffee run, as the lyrics and all that are popping up on the signs and on the walls and all the different, hey,
And
hey,
the people
yeah,
walking
yes,
by.
all the people, yeah. When he spots Deborah for the first time, did you notice that on the wall behind him, as the camera pans, the heart on the wall
It's
across the
red.
street is black, and then he sees her, and then the camera pans again, and it's red.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah, the subtle details, and then I think even the kind of the color palette in the scenes with Deborah also is warmer.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Instead of the blues, it's going to be more the blues and like the gloomy colors. It's going to be more like yellows, reds.
Yeah. Tarantino is not the only guy that can set up music to a scene incredibly well.
Mm-hmm.
I say that this is by far the best automotive and music movie I've ever seen. I was excited about it. I kept telling my wife, "Hey, you've got to see this movie."
Yes, it's a movie pick that I know I can always suggest.
So one of the very first, in the first chase scene, the 180 in, 180 out was tried 6 times, and there was no CGI. There was no CGI in this movie at all.
Well, I mean, there was like little stuff in the like for backgrounds, things like that. It's just like editing stuff. Oh, we're on a soundstage. We need to edit in like backgrounds for it. Stuff like that, or like editing out wires. But like big CGI, no, there's not any of that stuff in it.
So your bell bottom song was John Spencer Blues Extravaganza Experience, something like that. You can look it up. That's your bell bottom song.
There is a whole playlist of Babydriver soundtrack stuff that you can find on YouTube, and you can find just about every song that's in there. So if you really, really, really want to find it, it can be found rather easy.
I don't know why they didn't make a part 2 of this. So
the story's over.
Well, hang on. We'll go over these facts real quick, and then we'll go back to the very end before they, C.J. Jones, who was his adoptive father, was actually he was really deaf in real life, like he's legit deaf.
Okay.
Frank, the security guard at the post office, they got shot, unfortunately, when the lady went to go. He was named Frank Loya, sorry. He was actually a former bank robber.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I figured I'd leave that little
funny. That's the perfect person to be an extra in a heist movie.
Yep, exactly. Let's see. Yeah, this movie actually traces all the way back to 95 is when he started piecing this thing together.
Oh, really?
Yeah. What's his name? Edgar Wright?
Edgar Wright, yep.
So,
man, I tell you what, if we're going to watch a bank robbing movie, we've got to watch Masterminds.
Masterminds.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I'm thinking Megamind.
No, this is Masterminds with Zach Galifianakis, where he robs the Loomis armored car carrier.
Wow.
It's
one movie I'd like to do a review on is Need for Speed.
Yes, I think Jill said she wanted to maybe get on that. Maybe I know she's a Need for Speed
I know
fanatic.
where one of those cars are sitting.
Or Fast and Furious.
Oh, Fast and Furious. Sorry, Need for Speed. Sorry, that's the video game adaptation. Sorry. Yes.
Which is a good movie too.
Sure.
Oh man.
One of the cop cars from that's just sitting an hour up the road from me.
One of the what?
One of the cop cars that was in that movie is an hour away from my house.
Oh,
it
really?
is. It is the Hell Camino, owned by Jared Pink. It is now a Ute with a Hellcat and a 6-speed in it.
Was
fun.
that was in the movie Need for Speed?
Yeah. He did a whole build-up of it.
Are you thinking Fast and Furious?
No.
No? Okay. Well.
No. I'm thinking of the movie Need for Speed, one of the CHP cars.
And then
Hell Camaro. What'd you call it?
Hell Camino.
Hell Camino.
Mm-hmm. Hellcat Camino, because now it's a Ute.
Yeah.
He's got one of the. Yeah. A tree fell in the back of it, so he turned it into a Ute.
Oh, I have seen that car. Now I know what you're talking about. Yep. Okay.
He's got the gas door on it. It says Fetty Safe for the safety and service.
Yep. So one thing that kind of bugged me is, even though it's state of Georgia. Oh, so the judge in this movie, I don't know if you may recognize him, Dan, but he.
What are you trying to say about my, my legal status here? I don't know too many judges by name, but
I only have one judge that I've recognized in person on TV. I was like, wait.
The dude that played the judge in this movie, not a real judge. He was actually in quite a few episodes of In the Heat of the Night. I recognized him. I was like, man, it's been a long time since I've seen him on the screen. But yeah, he played some asshat attorney in that show that always kind of gave Chief Gillespie a hard time. And he's been in a few Matlock and all that other stuff. But I was a big In the Heat of the Night fan growing up because I didn't have cable. And we watched summertime, it's raining outside, In the Heat of the Night comes on. Boom, there you go. You're not outside riding bicycles because it's storming, especially during the flood of '94. But reruns and all that. So, but yeah, he was. You can go back. I can't remember his name or anything like that. I didn't write it down, but it's just one of those things that I remember. So there, towards the end of this movie, he gets caught, throws the keys to the K5 Blazer off the bridge. I know that Mother Trucker here is really upset about that, and
he's crying.
He turns himself in. He gets 25, and
she was ready. I mean, she was committed.
Yeah.
So he turned the ignition off. She was ready to just go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Axle wrap aplenty.
Mm-hmm. I was waiting to see the rear end of that K5 raise up, start blowing tires.
And then in the court scene, they had all the people that Baby was nice to throughout the whole movie. And I thought that was kind of a nice callback to him actually being a good person.
Mm-hmm. He was a good dude. He just got wrapped in with a very bad crowd.
People.
And that's exactly why there can't be a second one, because that goes against his nature, who they say he is, what his character is written as. He is someone with talent to drive to get out of these situations, someone who can think on his feet or tires, depending upon the situation, and will do his damnedest to get out of that situation without causing harm to others. He, as best as possible, tries to apply 18 laws and physics to everything. Uh-oh. He turned his hat backwards.
Yep.
Serious now.
I can't see my I don't know if y'all can see me, anybody else can see me, but I can't see me.
I can see.
Yeah. So he gets sentenced to 25 years. She writes all the postcards and all that other stuff. And I guess 5 years into it, she's outside the gate waiting on him.
Because he got out for good behavior.
The thing about it is
I'm not sure that ending, if he actually got out, or if that was just another dream sequence.
See, that's what I was about to bring up.
I feel like I choose to think it's what happened, reality,
You think he got out?
because he's good person, and yeah, even though he killed 2 people in it, but he had a lot of crimes. But I like to think that it's a happy ending movie.
Well, just remember this: when it comes to the law, and I am YouTube board certified here, so this comes with a certain degree of expertise here.
I went to Josh Hopkins University.
Yeah, well, me and Johnny Hopkins were blazing it up with Sloan Kettering. Even if you're not the one to pull the trigger, if you're in the commission of a crime, you can be charged with that murder because you were a party to it.
Yeah.
So he's got a lot of stuff that's coming at him. And with all the people that Jamie Foxx's character killed and just had a hard-on to kill, there's a lot of murders that can be put on him as an accessory.
Man, don't be wrecking my happy ending. Come on.
I didn't bust into the Chinese joint on you here. That's your own deal.
So is this going to be like the old lady at the end of Titanic where she fell asleep or died and dropped a big jewel into the ocean or whatever? Do you think he got out?
I dropped it. Oh my God. How much? That was a big jewel.
I think that, and they actually talk about that in one of the things that I watched, that if you watch it, his dream sequence was like when he got out, she's standing by the car and it's all black and white. What you notice is as he's walking across, when he comes through the gate, he's walking across to her, everything starts going into color to let you know this isn't not a dream sequence. That's my take on it.
That's kind of what I thought too.
Yeah.
It's
and you see the rainbow off in the distance.
Mm-hmm.
You want it to be real, but
it is real for a movie.
It's there's just enough with the lighting that it puts a doubt.
I put my foot down and I say what I said.
That's where I stand. I stand on that. He was a good dude. Now, one thing that I'll say. Well, okay, let me finish this. He was a good dude. He did his 5 years, and he's out. It's just them two now in a car they can't afford.
Exactly their dream.
That 50s model.
And heading west, right?
Heading west.
Heading west in a car I can't afford.
So,
listen. Standing firmly in the middle of the road. Name that movie reference.
You got me there.
Rocky and Bullwinkle movie.
Didn't watch it. Sorry.
The newer one with Agent Karen Sympathy, the live action one. The president. That was a slogan. Standing firmly in the middle of the road.
Standing firmly in the middle of the road. Okay then. But all in all, I think the dude, he, like I said, did his time. He got out 5 years later. He got his girl, which every hero does, and just a good-hearted kid in a bad situation. I don't know how they didn't charge her with any of that, thinking on the legal side of things, because she was aiding and abetting at the same time. But we ain't gotta go figure to stop on that. So.
Well, no, on that one, that's one where he. Let's think about this just for half a second. All he's got to do is say, "I forced her to come with. She's got nothing to do with this," and then plea deal, she's out.
Yeah, well, of course, at the same time, with any lady that loves you, she'll take the fall for anything. Especially if she truly loves you.
Unless you tick her off, and then she's going to throw you under that bus.
Yeah, then you're on your own. Yeah, that's a note to the men that are listening or watching, maybe. Yeah, don't.
He got weed. He got weed.
Don't make her mad, guys. But they got that. Now, just going back to this, They got the Georgia Department of Corrections uniforms wrong. And the inmates' uniforms wrong. Ask me how I know.
Oh,
How do you know,
it's almost
Bosco?
as if you worked corrections. Huh.
So would that be the Department of Incorrection?
Oh,
Boo. Bad.
Department of Incorrection. Wow. The Department of Wrong. But all in all, it's a very good movie. I highly recommend it. It's even a how do I word this? It's even a dumbass car movie. I wouldn't even say a dumbass car. It's a car movie, like we said earlier. What did I say? I'm gonna read it because I wrote it last night. Action movie or car chase symphony wrapped around a love story.
Yep.
That's where I stand on that. Dude got out. He did his 5 years. He got out on good terms,
and
good
he
behavior.
got the girl.
He got his girl. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So there. That's where I'm at with it. What's your take, Will?
Basically the same. It's one of the best movies I've actually ever watched. And it has replayability. It has everything that you'd want in a movie. It's got love. It's got cool cars. It's got cool music.
Very cool cars.
Action. No plot holes, really. And it makes you think.
Yep.
It has things that, if you're paying attention, it's got a million Easter eggs for you.
Yep.
So it's great.
So where are you at, Mother Trucker?
Is he slow? Slow means retarded. Is he slow?
Is he slow? Slow means retarded. Is he slow? No, he ain't slow. Wow. Well, all right.
All right, boys.
That was good for me. Y'all got anything else?
Mm-mm.
Aside from working out of
Not
town
that I
this week?
won't think of. Is nothing that I won't think of immediately after getting done.
That's all right. If you think of anything, you could text me, and I'll do a short on it, post it on YouTube. Any other dad jokes?
No, not at the moment. We tried this last time. I am not an. It's got
on the spot.
No. See, no, I'm more of a reactive one where something's said that triggers the ADD, the hyper comes out, and then I get excited about the terrible joke.
Yep. I did the same thing. It's like when I, introduced you. You came in on the Mercury Comet from the Ford Galaxy. That I'm not good at writing stuff down for as far as jokes.
But,
it's all
boom. I like that. I like that just as much as, do you feel this vehicle is safe for highway travel? Yes, I do.
Yes. All right. Well, y'all were looking for what, Saturday or Sunday next week?
Let's aim for Saturday, so that way you can be too busy and we get Sunday instead.
I had to clean up my place. I plan on going to a birthday party. I plan on going to a birthday party today, but it just the whole thing. But I did notice that one more them out of here, they gave us a shout out, so I'll give them one back. Chief Keef. And off camera, I'll talk to you twos about what I have an idea on coming up next. Listen, to anybody else out there, if y'all have anything y'all want us to cover, any tips or, well, not tips, if y'all have a movie or anything like that you want us to do a review on, please let us know. Let us know in the comments.
Listen, this, in the words of Chief, I got to interrupt you here because in the words of Chief from the last thing in our beforehand, this, in his words, is the worst thing he's been a part of. So high praise. The
best, worst thing you've never seen.
Welcome to the shit show, boys.
That's what we're gonna do from now on. Just the best worst thing that you've never seen.
But they can see us now.
Yes.
Now they can see us. Everybody, please go check out Operation Tackle Box. It's to support the combat veterans. Everybody struggles, even law enforcement, veterans, military veterans, law enforcement, first responders, EMS. I know that they all struggle with PTSD. I'm very grateful for all of them, no matter what uniform they wear. But I know that Operation Tackle Box does a lot to help the military veterans. And like I said, my brother Turtle, he has his hand in this. He goes and he knows those people real well. So this is a shout out to him. And those guys over there, like I said, it's non-sponsored. They're not paying me to say it, but I'm not getting paid for this, period. So, hey,
Wait. We're not getting paid?
I will Venmo y'all my half of nothing, okay? Y'all can split it.
Wait, can I get paid like Roscoe, the 50% at 50%?
Yeah, that's right. So I got my half. I'll send him half, and then you get the other half.
Sure.
But make sure you get it to the right guy, because I don't need it going to my other brother, Daryl.
So it's like Common Core math, half and half, and I think that's how. I don't know. Anyway, all right, everybody, follow us on Facebook, Forever Podcast, Instagram, and now YouTube. I'm gonna try. I did send a request to fix our Cover Me episode, so maybe we'll get that episode back.
Hopefully.
Yeah. If nothing else, we were talking about doing another Cover Me episode again.
We can put it on YouTube where we'll just get copyrights struck and not deleted.
We just have to do 15 seconds and then cut it.
I'll figure it out.
We got to talk over it and make it a fair use.
Well, I think that's what we did.
Well, we let it play. I think I got to like 40 seconds on a couple of them, so it went too long. But whatever.
Shame. Ding ding.
Yeah. See, he was in charge. He was in charge of playing the music side. That was all. I blame him.
Yeah, blame me. I don't. Whatever.
See, now you never leave something that's that important to someone who has attention deficit disorder.
Don't tell me what to do.
You're not my dad.
All right, gentlemen. Everybody else out there, brothers and sisters, thank y'all very much for joining us again. Mother Trucker, thank you for coming on with us again. And as always, Mr. Worldwide. Well, there he goes, Mr. Worldwide. And until next time, the road goes on forever. I love y'all. Have a great week. Take care of each other. Be safe. All the things. See y'all next week.
Peace out.
Bicycle.